What's up, guys? It's Jules. Thanks for coming back for a cool, I hopeful, cool and hopeful, relaxing stitch with me. What am I working on? Well, it's a little bit of a mystery. I haven't shown you guys this pattern yet. It is a very, very small pattern. It's only about 30 by 30. It's one of my new designs that I'm trying out. Something that I think is going to be kind of both fun to stitch and also could be very could be good business wise. We'll see. But I really have just been wanting to get some more stitching done, make some progress doing some things. You feel good when you get stuff done. Speaking of which, I'm going to show you guys this other project I've been working on. So you're going to see this before I show it in next week's update. Now this pattern is, well, it's wet because I just finished it, and then I cleaned it, and it's just it's just drying a little bit right now, but it's the Colorado State flag, and I'm really, really pleased with it. I haven't done anything with the edges or anything at this point. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna do as far as framing it as of yet, but I just wanted to show you guys. It's roughly about, I think it's about 1.5 inches by 1.25 inches or something along those lines. It's very small. This is 18 count fabric, used 4 colors. Didn't, I was able to get it done in like 3 or 4 nights of stitching, not really stitching a whole lot, as you can tell. So that's kind of some of my newer thoughts. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna stop doing the monochromes and whatnot, because clearly I'm not. I can't stop doing those. They're too much fun. But like most people, I do actually like to get some things done. I like to see a finished project every once in a while. So that's what we're gonna work on here for. So I'm not gonna show this one to you at this point. Maybe by the end of tonight, well, it is tonight right now. This is my prior thread. Maybe you'll be able to kind of tell what it is. And maybe at the end, depending upon how far along I am. Oh, look, that was actually, oh, okay. Okay, let's do that. I am stitching with a hoop. I need to find something to hold my camera so I can shoot video while I'm doing this, but I had some stuff that I used from prior videos. It's like camera holders, but I haven't pulled them down yet, so it's all good. I'm just kind of not loosely, I'm following a pattern on my pattern keeper, but I'm not necessarily like following it to the T, So we're gonna just kind of stitch. It's only 2 colors, 975 and white. So we'll get there. We'll see. But let's see. Just gonna be stitching. Just a stitching. Oh, today is Friday. It's Friday evening. Feels like a Saturday. We took today off. I needed today off from a physical perspective. I had been pushing so hard at work for weeks that I was finally like, we had some things to do today, and I was like, you know what, I could go in and work partial day, but I'm like, nah, let's just take the day off, let them do their things without me. And I gotta tell you, when I woke up this morning, I was so sore. Hands, forearms, arms. I mean, everything was sore. And I feel so much better now. I ended up taking another nap. I was so tired that I think I went back to bed at about 10 a.m. I woke up at like 6 a.m., went back to bed at 10 a.m. for about an hour and a half. I really needed that second nap. I usually like to take those when my body is feeling like it needs more, what's the word? healing sleep. Healing sleep? Yeah, healing sleep. 1, 2, 3. Okay. But I feel so much better now. I do get stitching done faster though when I have something to hold the hoops. And this is a 4-inch hoop. I didn't even tell you guys. This is a 4-inch hoop. This is one of my favorite hoops because it's so small. Like I said, we're using 2 colors for this pattern. This is 18 count. So, that's, whoops. How did I do that? Like literally, how did I do that? I mean, did you guys see what I just did? I like tied it around itself. I mean, how did I do that? That's amazing. You've seen it first here, folks. This is, I got a little ahead of myself. We're behind. I'm not sure which. I did something. Something happened. Here we go. That's where I stabbed myself the other. Can you see it? Wait. Ish. That's where I stabbed myself with the needle the other day, and it got a bit swollen. Some. I don't think I splintered it. I'm pretty sure it was a needle in there, but I'm not sure what that dark stuff is there. I mean, probably blood, but oh well. Oh well. But anyway, so it's finally getting better. I can stitch now without it being too uncomfortable. Because I always, when I'm pushing the needle up, it usually comes off my middle finger here. So just the technique that I use, my own personal technique. So doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Let's see. So what else have I been stitching on this week? Well, since the video, like I said, I finished up that Colorado State flag, and then I've sort of started this. And I've had a number of designs that I've been working on. I redid the old firehouse, and I've redone the original, the Gothic house. Oops. Hope I can do this. So I redid the Gothic house, and I need to put up both this pattern and the other mini pattern sometime this weekend. And I've got a few others I'd like to throw up at some point. But at this point, I kind of want to work on like the little bitty ones that I can get done. I want to get done. Miss Daphne has stitched Frankenstein mini up, and she's sending that to me. That should probably get here this week. And I need to pick, once I see it, I'm going to know what kind of frame I'm going to need. So I wanted to see it. I thought about just going ahead and getting something, but I'm like, nah, I kind of want to see it first. So that'll be cool. But with these little ones, these itty bitty little things, these itty bitty, what I'm liking about it, I was actually looking for a hoop smaller than 4 inches, and they make them like 2 inches, but 2 inches is too small. So 4 inches is probably about right, because this fabric is way too big for what I need. I'll end up trimming this back when the pattern's done. But let's see. Just highlighting on my pattern keeper roughly where I'm at. I don't have my my gridding pen available. Truth be told, I've temporarily misplaced it, like most things. Kind of always happens, but oh well. No big deal. Get it fixed. I'll find it, I should say. We ran out to Michael's today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was the one trip we made this afternoon. I had gotten to a point where I needed some stitching material for both, like a couple of these little patterns to finish them up. And then I also just needed some DMC for my old world map too. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's 9. Okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Oh, went one too far. A stitch too far. There we go. Back this way. I gotta recount and make sure. Oh, first I gotta stretch my neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfection. All right. Now we're gonna go down a little bit because that's what the pattern calls for. Oof. Gotta watch these. Man, I'll tell you what, if you find that that left hand, it just gets tired, that's definitely a sign that you need to, well, there's 2 things you can do. One, stop gripping this so tight, you know, just loosen up, stretch periodically, but you know, don't hold this so tight, because if you don't need to, you just don't need to. Sometimes it can help if you put your elbow like right up against your body, like I'm wedging my elbow right now between my armrest and my body, and so that takes some of the pressure off me having to like lift my arm up. But the other thing is just to get something that will hold your hoop for you. I'm using a Nerge. It's a lap stand in a sense, a hoop stand, that I absolutely love. I had it for months before I started really using it, which I thought was funny, but I use it a lot more now than I do my roller frame, which I gotta get that baby going. I got a cool project in that one right now, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. That one is sweet. Let's see. 1, 2. I'm just trying to figure out. I think this is where I need to be. Ah. All right, so lesson number 1 on getting your knots out. So sometimes when you're pulling too hard on your thread, it bunches and gathers up behind, and it creates, you know, there's a bit of a snag. So just grab where the hoops are, just kind of tug on them a little bit. Well, that one was super easy to remove, but you just kind of put your needle in there between the two ply thread, find that stop, run it all the way down to the end. There you go. Lesson 1. But there's different things you can do to try to minimize snags. There's thread conditioner that you can use to coat, but I'll be honest with you, like I just don't have the patience for that to like literally. What was in my scissors? I don't know. Oh, what am I doing? I got a needle holder that I can use, a needle minder. Hold on. Time out. Let me put this on first. Doop-a-doop-doo. Hold on there. Stand by. We're working on getting a bunch of different needle minders on the store. And right now, my only issue is trying to... sorry. Look out. Is just trying to keep them separate, because literally they're all over the place. Let's do this one first. I'm going to rotate through some different needle minders. Not all of them are on the store just as yet, but they will be. Okay, I'm going to hide this one from you. Oop, wrong side. There we go. Oh, that's a butter knife. That's what I believe that's a butter knife. And so that's one that we have. Got to put up on the store here soon. But yeah, so what does a needle holder do? So when you are wanting to put your needle down, you just pop it right there. Doesn't come off, it'll just sit there, and it's not, I mean, if you hit that, you could knock that right off, but it's not meant to be a firm adhesion. You don't want to damage your fabric, you don't want to, you know, get crazy. You don't get crazy. Yikes. It's a little short. There we go. Gotta choke up on my thread. There we go. Make my ends more even, so my stitches lie flatter. All right, so there's my boy there. Let's see here. Then let's get rid of you. There we go. I like this one. Treat people with kindness. I like that one. That one's not up yet, but the one that is up, one of the ones that's up, I believe, is this one. And so it's nice. And I like, hold on, let me put the needle through so I can show you. Got a tiny, tiny, tiny little hair right there. A little fragment of a hair. Put that through. Okay, do that. So it still holds. It has these, you know, because of it's a natural seashell. It's an actual seashell. And you can kind of line it right up into one of those grooves. I mean, you can still do it this way, but I think it just perfect like that, because then it orients the needle kind of on a downward slope, so that, you know, it's not like sticking up, you're going to hurt yourself at some point. But I've got that one, and then I think this is the other one. So they're on the store, and there's only one of each. They're one of a kind, so to speak. One of a kind. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Just getting this to a point to where I can switch over and start stitching with some white, blanc white. Oh, so anyway, so we ran over to Michael's today, and yeah, you saw me do that, right? Put that in the same hole I need to come back up with. That's okay. Let's go over here. Stitch this one. Oops. Stitch there. Oh, but so I probably got about 15, 20 different colors. They took out the self-checkout at Michael's, which there may have been some shoplifting. I almost said prostitution, but that doesn't sound at all reasonable at a Michael's store. But they took out the self-checkout, which I used to really, really like. But I wonder if people were just too slow. It was just too difficult. But we went over like early to mid-afternoon, and it must have been like the senior citizens hour or whatnot, because like it was us and everybody was over like 65. And I gotta say this, I'm gonna have to stop saying things like that, because I'm not that far away from being that old. And so, which is interesting. And so, but yeah, not that far at all. I also got the sniffles. I think it's allergies, maybe. Some fall allergies, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Get in there. Tomorrow we got football. I really don't know who's playing tomorrow. I have not been paying attention. Let's see, what were we doing last? So I'm always in search for actually having a weekend where I get to actually stay home. And tomorrow is day where I believe I get to stay home. I'm very excited. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have got to keep better track of what I'm doing here. 4. Is that what I've gotten? Let me double check here. Bump, bump. Yes. Okay. It's a small pattern. It's going to be easy to mess up if I'm not paying attention. I must pay attention. But anyway, so I'm going to hopefully watch some football. I'll probably just be working on cross-stitch stuff all day. There's a big sale coming up. I'm going to put my stuff on a pretty good discount. And see what happens. Right now I just want to get more visible, so. But I also want to get a lot of stitching in. I want to find, I've got that monochrome pattern somewhere. Put that on the hoop stand, the lap stand, and we'll see how that goes. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go down here. Oh, I gotta tell you guys about this stupid game that I play. This little game I play now on my tablet. It's not stupid, it's just, it's such a simplistic game, but I love it. I actually loaded it up on my tablet when we were headed to Florida a month ago. And it was something to play on the plane, in the airport, that kind of thing. And it's just basically a matching game. So it's like, I don't know, like 70 or 80 different things where there's like 2 of them, and everything's thrown into a pile on your tablet, and you have to like click one and then find the other and match them up, and then they leave the pile, and you just keep uncovering everything as you go. I just enjoy it. It's just kind of task oriented, keeps me I don't know, keeps the brain sharp, I suppose. Okay, that part looks good. I'm gonna actually take the needle minder off because it's making me, I don't have very much. I can put it on when I have to put my needle up, but I have too much. I have not enough space, I should say. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Oh, I shouldn't have gone that far over. Focus. There we go. So there are 500 of these stitches, these brown ones, and then there are 336 of the white. So this will be done before the next, and then I'll be moving on to pattern number 3 that I have for my little mini collection. I think that one's a little bit bigger. These are all kind of Colorado themed ones, so we're you can see a theme developing. That's what it is. All right, we're getting to the end of using this one thing of brown. Be enough to let me switch over to white. White. Pow. Tuck this baby under there. Trim short. Bada bing, bada boom. Still got my needle. Let's keep that. Let's keep track of that. Okay, get some white out. Not some white out. Not some actual white out, but just some white out. Blanc. Go. Do do do. Womp 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 womp. Ah! Shot the needle across the desk here. There we go. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Now, let me just double check here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so actually, I think I did all of that in that square. Nice. I am 85 stitches down, almost 10%. That's crazy. All right, I'm gonna go under here, and I'm gonna just go ahead and do my little double tuck that I like to do with thread. Once I've started on a stitch like this, I like to just do a couple rounds, go around a couple times and stitch. It's just easier than me like putting the end down and flipping it back and forth. It's just, it's almost like cheating, but I consider it makes it easier for me. And if it makes it easier for me, then it's what I should be doing. All right. Had to change colors on my pattern keeper. There we go. So that I can see what I'm doing. Do, do, do. Come on, right? You know you want to go right there. That's where you should go. That's where you should go, crazy needle. It's gonna get pretty cold here in the Denver area next week. I think the high is gonna be like about 50 one day, a couple days. With it was a chance of precipitation, but that has now gone away. We'll see if it comes back, because they said it was a chance of snow, which I think it was around the 27th. And historically, Denver will see its first snowfall around Halloween. Many times it's on Halloween. Really funny how it works out like that. I've had many walking around with certain friends' kids on Halloween in the snow, like when it's snowing, super cold. Always seemed to do that whenever I was going to go out with everybody. But it sounds like it's raining. It really does sound like it's raining, but I didn't think we were due to get any rain, so it's probably just something. I'm hearing the wind blowing or something. Something nice about stitching projects that only have a couple colors. It's one of the reasons why I like my black and white so much when I'm just using just the one color. It's just, I don't know, it's just easier. Okay, I gotta pause the video and go look, see if it's snowing or snowing. Ha, rated. Okay, must be a fan because it's definitely not. It's not even that windy outside, so I'm not sure what it was that I was hearing. Maybe it's the fan from the computer. I don't know. It's pretty quiet here, though, as you can tell. Let's see here. Yep, okay, so lesson 2 on snags. So again, I felt the snag as I was pulling through, like it pulled up shorter than I expected it to, and it felt like a hard, like, oh, I'm stuck kind of thing. So flipping it over, you can see it has like a, sorry about that, you can see it has a loop, right? Most snags that I do for myself, I find that all I need to do is, again, is put the needle in the hoop. There's a tiny, can you see there's a little knot or a little snag right next to the needle? So I'm gonna just, hold on, I'm gonna, so it's slightly complicated. I'm gonna hold on to this end and maybe pull it even a little shorter. And I'm gonna keep the tension back there, put the needle through there, and then I'm just gonna pull up on the needle to just provide a little tension to that knot. And it's like it's magic. It didn't work. It's magic. It didn't work. All right, I'm gonna actually focus on it this time. Put a little tighter. Oh, it didn't work. No. Okay, let's pull it through. Bang, 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 bang. Well, I may have ruined it. Not ruined it, but... So then what I'll do is I'll take the end of the needle and I'll kind of give myself some room here. I'll kind of try and stick it within the little knot. Sometimes parallel work. Well, now I've done it. I told you guys I could do this, and then now I'm... So this is... Okay, so this is another trick I'm going to use with this knot that doesn't want to come out. Ah! And I have to rethread my needle, so I got to make sure I don't lose that tag. So I'm just going to split... Find the knot. Alright, I'm going to split... There's the knot. I'm going to go between the knot and the fabric. I'm going to go straight up. Oh, that didn't really want to work either. Okay, then I'll do it from the opposite end, which I wasn't expecting it to work, but now I'm going to truly focus on trying to get just through the piece here. And this may be too big of a needle to really make a difference. And sometimes you don't want to hold too tight. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to work. So, in that case, what I'll do is, because it's a fairly little knot, it's not a very, let's see if I can just tug it through. And this is a pain in the butt. Now, sometimes, after you pop it through, you might find that you can actually go back and try some of your techniques on removing the knot, and it might work. And it doesn't in this case. Let's just go from the other end. Nope, that is one excellent knot. I'm very good at that. So I'm going to just go ahead and just use the knot, pop it through, make sure that you put the tension. You can feel when the tension comes onto the knot, and just give it a little pop so it pops through, but don't pull it too tight. You can mess some things up there. A little bit there. You can hear when it pops through. Okay, so now we're about down to there. And let's see, 3 there. I'm just going to make sure I know precisely where I am on this pattern so I'm not messing this up while I'm working on this. 3. Oh, see? Almost did right there. Timeout. Hold on. Stand by. Oh, I see what I did. I didn't actually highlight the brown that I had done. There, there, there. Okay, good. It made it difficult. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. And then, oh, it's getting close. There. And then, only that much. There. And then, there. And then one last time on hit this, and I don't got that much space. Okay. Be gentle. Don't break your thread. Don't break your, your fabric or whatever. So in this case, what I'm just going to do to kind of get away from the knot is I'm just going to go a little further over for my next stitch because I need to come all the way over here anyway. So I'm going to pull it taut and then look and see I have this much of the knot still here. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care about that. That's not a big deal. It really is not a big deal, guys. It doesn't matter what it looks like on the back. If it looks nice, that's awesome, but it doesn't have to. It has to look nice on this side. So I could pull hard and get the knot to pop through, but at this stage of the game, I kind of don't want to keep doing that. I feel like I'm going to break my floss, and I don't want to break my floss. I want to be able to use this floss to the end and not have to because it's all about not threading your needle over again, right, people? That's what it really is about. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue with some stitching here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go on the back side. I'm going to go underneath this thing right underneath that hoop, so that when I come out, like the loop is actually above here. I'm going to pull this through. And when I do that, it cinches it down. Can you see that? Did you see that? It was magic. It was truly magic. Here's an instant replay. Well, okay, didn't do it, but oh, man, I lie throughout. I'm just a bald-faced liar. What is a bald-faced liar anyway? Is that somebody who doesn't have any facial hair? It probably is. Anyway, so I'm gonna put a couple more stitches in here. I'm not worried about the back right now. But I put those 2 stitches in. That's fine. Stitches still look great. That's what we want. It's all good, man. It's all good. I, in the past, used to have quite the short temper. And I can remember many a time where I would get so mad at something stupid like that snag that I would just literally just put the pattern down and not come back to it for a couple of days because I'm so angry about it. Blah, blah, blah. Not a big deal. If you have that kind of frustration in your life, you gotta look for better answers than, cross stitch is great, but you gotta do some therapy or something to change your life, get your priorities straight. That's pretty dang good. We actually have the first full square done. If there are 9 squares, I got 1/9, which fits with, I got 12.67% done on the pattern. I'm happy. Okay, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline the side here because I think how I'm going to do this, and it's kind of silly, but it's just kind of how it works with me, is I'm gonna use one like strip of floss, and then I'm gonna go back to the other color, use a strip of floss, then back to the other color, because I do have ADHD. We like to call it the zoomies around here, and so I can get very easily distracted. It's hard for me to push things through to their end. If you've known me for any length of time, you know how true that is for me. Very true. I'm working on it. So that's that end, or that's this side, I should say. So I gotta find it more comfortable. I gotta scoot up a little bit so I can get my back better. Here we go. Let's go over. Do, 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 do. Get me a drink too. Can you tell what it is yet? I'm pretty confident you can't, because it doesn't really look like much right now. And it's okay. I'm gonna sneeze in a second, I think. Hopefully not, but I can feel it coming on. I'm not a big fan of stitching white on white Ada, but it has to be done. In this case, it just really does have to be done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, is that really what I needed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfection. My fingers feel better today. I wake up and I'm like, rah, my hands sometimes. It's a little crazy. Two, 3. And then down. Across, and then down, and back up. Okay, I need to look at this real quick. I must make sure. 1, 2. Okay. So let me mark it off. 1, 2, 3, and then this. And then this, and then this. Perfect. Perfection. And that. Let me go down here and see. And this. And this. 1, 2, 3. I'm just thinking. I'm like, did I do that right? I'm pretty confident I did. When a pattern this small, it's not a big deal if you have to cut out some stitches and redo them. I am sort of, with not gridding things, I'm making it a little bit more difficult. So you may see me actually put some grids on this baby before we're done, but at least for the final piece, the piece de resistance. 2, 3, 4. Let's put that stitch in that we missed before. No, I did not miss that stitch before. I did mess up. Okay, wait. Let's just double check here. I really do need to find my gridding pen. It's a crutch, but it's a very useful crutch. I don't know what I did with it. Okay, so because we're gonna come down here. That space is missing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I came across too far here, I believe. I believe I can fly. All right, it's ribbit time. Let's frog this baby. I believe I can touch the sky. Where did I finish? Where was I? There's that. I don't know who the first person was that came up with the term of frogging in cross stitch, but it doesn't really fit what you're doing, except for it. I mean, that's ribbit. That's really all you're doing. Couldn't quite remember where I was. We're just gonna take this baby back a bit. All right. Let's go one more. And then a lot of times since I've been pulling, it's been kind of put a little spit on my finger, a little moisture there, and just kind of strip out, so to speak, some of that curliness that you've just created in your floss. All right, now let's start back here. Let me undo what I have done on Pattern Keeper so I can make sure I am doing the right thing here. So 1, 2, 3, yes, those 3 are correct, and then that's correct, yes, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so all right, I'm right at the point. I think I have one more thing to kind of maybe let's see here. Now a lot of times after I've gone through a period of messing with the floss, pulling it back out, I'll just go ahead, the edges kind of get a little frayed, I'll just trim that back a little bit to get a nice freshly cut edge. Okay, now I'm gonna go back down through there one more time. I'm gonna actually put in a full stitch, and I tell you what I'm gonna really do is I'm gonna just finish this and go back to those half stitches that I didn't finish. I was getting to a point where my floss is gonna run a little bit short. I really don't want to do that. There we go. I didn't sneeze, did I? I said I was going to. See, again, I lie. I lie all the time. Not true. Not true. I say something's going to happen and then it doesn't happen. Jumping the gun, so to speak. So let's mark that off. 14%, people. Actually, take that. 14.44%. Nice. Very nice. Okay. I'm going to finish this part off. Tuck that baby in. Well, that was a very eventful piece of white floss there. Very eventful, if I do say so myself. 15.11%. We're going to go back to the brown. Go. Alright, so I'm going to do like I did before. I'm just going to tuck my thread. I don't necessarily want to tuck it along the white there, just because I don't want it to, that color to bleed over onto that white too much. I might actually cut that a smidge shorter. Well, I've barely showed this to you. Hold on. There we go. Keep thinking tomorrow's Sunday. It's not. It's a bonus day. It's called Saturday. All right. I'm going to go back to this. Awesome. So, all right, here is, believe it or not, is the middle point of the pattern. So weekend goals. I want to get my state flag framed. I've got a couple different ideas here at home. This thing is actually almost virtually dry, which is pretty incredible. It'll be definitely dry by morning, but figure out exactly how I want to stitch this baby, or frame this baby, and then get this pattern done. And what else? Get some more designs up, and maybe get a couple hundred stitches done on Old World Map 2. I gotta get back into the swing of doing that pattern before we do like a stitch with me with it, because it's a big complicated pattern. Snag. Not really, that wasn't a real snag, that was a baby. It was a was thinking about being a snag, but it was not a snag. Not really. What I might try and do, don't know how well this will work, is I've never done a slow-mo, like sped up video kind of thing where you record in slow-mo and then it, when you watch it back real time, it's like sped up. Not done that. That would be kind of cool. I think this pattern could potentially lend itself to that because it's so small and there's not a lot of color change. I don't know. We'll find out. Compared to most of the things, the vast majority of patterns that I do, this is an insanely small piece. Insanely small. But I like it. Kind of neat that it is. So it's getting a little bit more irritated. Putting that brown border in there. All right. I think my throat's kind of had it with talking, getting a little too irritated. So hope you guys have had a great stitching time with me. Hope you guys got a lot of good stitching done. I know it's kind of impossible still to kind of figure out what it is. Put your best guess down below. Like I said, if I can actually, the nice thing about trying to figure out, like, or not trying to figure out, the nice thing about if I do like some sort of time lapse thing or whatever is that I don't have to talk through it, which would be fine for my voice. So I'm gonna potentially try that after I turn this off and see what happens. It'd be pretty cool to be able to put a bunch of stitches in and kind of watch the time lapse of it. I've never seen that, so, or I've never done it, I should say. But you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope that you are safe and healthy. And I will see you guys real soon with this one completed. Thanks.